Hello, everybody. I am back. I am reading some two-sentence horror stories on boredpanda.com. I will put the link in the description. Let me copy it. There we go. Okay. Whoops. Let's get started, shall we? Okay, and the first one is, there was a picture in my phone of me sleeping. I live alone. Okay, yeah, that one's kind of spooky. Yeah, some of these might not seem too scary because they are two sentences, but some of these might surprise you. Okay. My sister says that Mommy killed her. Mommy says that I don't have a sister. You hear your mom calling you into the kitchen. As you are heading down the stairs, you hear a whisper from the closet saying, "Don't go down there, honey. I heard it too." The last thing I saw was my alarm clock flashing 12:07 before she pushed her long, rotting nails through my chest, her other hand muffling my screams. I sat bolt upright, relieved it was only a dream. But as I saw my alarm clock read 12:06, I heard my closet door creak open. Yeah. You know, I wouldn't care how high up I was. If that happened to me, I'd be out the window. I can't move, breathe, speak, or hear, and it's so dark all the time. If I knew it would be this lonely, I would have been cremated instead. Excuse me. I awoke to the sound of the baby monitor cracking, with a voice comforting my firstborn child. As I adjusted to a new position, my arm brushed against my wife, sleeping next to me. Oh, someone broke into your house, buddy. After struggling desperately to move any part of his paralytic body, just to alert the doctors that he was conscious before they made the first incision, he was relieved to see that one of the nurses had noticed his pupils dilating from the bright light. Excuse me. She leaned in close and, in a whisper that tickled his ear, said, "You think we don't know you're awake?" My daughter won't stop crying and screaming in the middle of the night. I visit her grave and ask her to stop, but it doesn't help. I wake up and everything feels wrong. It's too quiet outside. I look out the window and see everyone standing still, looking at my house. The doctors told the amputee he might experience a phantom limb from time to time. Nobody prepared him for the moments, though, when he felt cold fingers brush across his phantom hand. Okay, that's 1 page out of 6. On to the next. Growing up with cats and dogs, I got used to the sounds of scratching at my door while I slept. Now that I live alone, it is much more unsettling. Working the night shift alone tonight, there is a face in the cellar staring at the security camera. Yeah, I wouldn't care. I'd be out of there. I woke up to hear knocking on glass. At first, I thought it was the window, until I heard it coming from the mirror again. After working a hard day, I came home to see my girlfriend cradling our child. I didn't know which was more frightening, seeing my dead girlfriend and stillborn child, or knowing that someone broke into my apartment to place them there. She asked why I was breathing so heavily. I wasn't. They celebrated the first successful cryogenic freezing. He had no way of letting them know he was still conscious. "I can't sleep," she whispered, crawling into bed with me. I woke up cold, clutching the dress she was buried in. Okay, so she was a ghost. You know that weird full-body twitch you get sometimes when you're falling asleep? If there was a camera pointed at you and you saw what it captured at that moment, you'd never sleep again. The grinning face stared at me from the darkness beyond my bedroom window. I live on the Dang it. Let me try that one again. The grinning face stared at me from the darkness beyond my bedroom window. I live on the 14th floor. Sorry about that, folks. Sleep did not come to me easily that night in the cabin in the woods, for the portraits on the wall only portrayed the deformed, the decrepit, and the damned. Sleep has never come easily to me ever again, for when I woke I found no portraits, only windows. Yeah, some of these aren't that scary. Anyway, let's continue. I always thought my cat had a staring problem. She always seemed fixated on my face, until one day when I realized that she was always looking just behind me. There is nothing like the laughter of a baby, unless it's 1 a.m. and you're home alone. After so many years living alone in this large house, I came to a startling revelation. In this time, I had closed far more doors than I had opened. It's been watching me for hours now. Sometimes I catch a glimpse of its reflection on the computer screen, but I dare not turn around. Put back the mirrors. We miss watching you. "You stupid bastard," I cried as he tied me to the rails. "Don't you know this line has been abandoned for years?" "Of course I know," he said, walking away. "No one comes here at all." They delivered the mannequins in bubble wrap. From the main room I begin to hear popping. The operation wasn't successful in the traditional sense, since my sight didn't return, but it left me with the ability to distinguish heat signatures. At least 3 weeks. The ability to distinguish heat signatures at least. 3 weeks have passed, and I'm still not sure how to politely ask my best friend why he's room temperature. When I finally grabbed her in the darkness, I swam back to the surface. It never occurred to me how fast the ice would freeze. It never occurred to me how fast the ice could freeze over. You start to drift bleh. Jeez, I'm getting tongue-tied again. Sorry. You start to drift off into a comfortable sleep when you hear your name being whispered. You live alone. Okay, 3 more pages. You get home, tired after a long day's work and ready for a relaxing night alone. You reach for the light switch, but another hand is already there. Don't be scared of the monsters. Just look for them. Look to your left, look to your right. Under your bed, behind your dresser. In your closet, but never look up. She hates being seen. I never go to sleep, but I keep waking up. So what, you're blacking out? I don't know. He even reads over my letters to make sure I spelled everything perfectly, although my capitalization isn't excellent yet. Okay, I don't get the scariness of that one, but okay. My grandmother told me that it was a gift to see the angel of death in front of people's houses. To know that he'd be collecting someone there soon, I thought it was a gift too, up until the day I began to see it in front of every house. I kiss my wife and daughter goodnight before I go to sleep. When I wake up, I'm in a padded room and the nurses tell me it was just a dream. That's not really scary. Creepy, yes, but not scary. When next you are completely alone, imagine you are listening to a sound of some kind. When that sound seems to stop, you'll know that you've been noticed. The longer I wore it, the more it grew on me. She had such pretty skin. Nighttime swimming is one of the benefits of working at the public pool. One night after everyone left, I was wading in the deep end and felt a hand grab my ankle. God. I wish I could remember who these people are. They tell me I have Alzheimer's. That's actually kind of sad, not scary. She wondered why she was casting 2 shadows. After all, there was only a single light bulb. The last man on earth sat alone in a room. There was a knock at the door. Ready to settle down for the evening, I put my headphones on. The whispering coming from them startles me. They were not plugged in. Neatly laid across my dining room table, sorry guys, had to clear my throat. Anyway, neatly laid across my dining room table, I found a dull kitchen knife, a torn, crusty rag, and a flip video camera which seemed to be recording. I own none of these items. The dead are watching us now. That's the good news. As he woke up once again in the same doorless room, his body covered in the accumulated blood and sweat from the previous nights, he noticed a gun in the corner, which he grabbed up and pointed at his own temple. Soon he would be reunited with his wife and daughter with a merciful bang. But as he pulled the trigger, he was greeted only by a cold metallic click. Which means you, my friend, are shit out of luck. The heart attack came and went, knocking Mike into unconsciousness. And as he awoke, he could hear the graveside service around him. Somehow the casket was translucent to him, and he recognized some of his friends. But his body would not move, and he realized with terror what death really was. I thought I heard something. Or maybe I am just freaking myself out by reading these stories and I am just imagining things. I was having a pleasant dream when what sounded like hammering woke me. After that, I could barely hear the sound of dirt covering the coffin over my own screams. Yeah, I'm not claustrophobic or anything, but being buried alive? No. Attending his funeral today was really scary. It might have been the constant muffled screams I heard, or the worry of someone noticing the dirt on my hands. You wake up. She doesn't. The funeral attendees never came out of the catacombs. Something locked the crypt door from the inside. Now, wait. Locked it from the inside. Wouldn't someone be able to unlock the door if it was from the inside? Okay, anyway. It sat on my shelf, with thoughtless porcelain eyes and the prettiest pink doll dress I could find. Why did she have to be born still? And that is it, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed. I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.